7 reasons why you should fast this week. Here's the first reason. Fast to intensify your prayers. Fast to intensify your prayers. This is what happened with Daniel. Daniel 9:3. Then I turned my face to the Lord God, seeking him by prayer and pleas for mercy with fasting and sackcloth and ashes. Do you know what fasting does? It puts some heat on your prayers. It intensifies your prayer life because when you feel physical hunger, that physical hunger translates into spiritual hunger. So you begin to, as you operate from a place of need physically, your need spiritually, it kind of opens up the hatch of the rabbit hole of your need. You should fast for clarity. Acts 14:23, and when they had appointed elders for them in every church with prayer and fasting, they committed them to the Lord in whom they had believed. They were seeking to discern who they should appoint as elders. They fasted and prayed to gain clarity from the Lord. I wonder if anyone here and anyone online, I wonder if anyone needs clarity right now. Like in the chaos of this world, like there's major unknowns in your life. God, what am I supposed to do with my life right now? What does this look like for our family? How am I supposed to lead and direct my kids right now? God, what does this mean for my career? God, how should I leverage my voice in our nation right now? What does this look like? God, I need clarity. Do you know what fasting does? Fasting allows you to position yourself in a place where you can hear from God, because when you feel hunger, you know what it is? It's just a reminder to stop and listen. All throughout the day, your stomach is reminding you, hey, stop and listen. Like your stomach is telling you, hey, we're not doing this for nothing. The reason that you're fasting today is for you to stop, be quiet, and listen, because it allows you to attune your ear to God in a way that you can't when you're just moving through life at full speed. Fast because of your sin. I mean, think about the story of Jonah in the scriptures. We always think that the climax of the story of Jonah, the part of the story that we talk about the most is when Jonah gets spit out of the mouth of a big fish. Like, that's not the climax of that story. The climax of the story is when the Ninevites, a wicked group of people, repents and turns to God. That's the climax. And listen to what they do. It says this in Jonah chapter 3. And the people of Nineveh believed God. They called for a fast and put on sackcloth from the greatest of them to the least of them. The word reached the king of Nineveh, and he arose from his throne, removed his robe, covered himself with sackcloth, and sat in ashes. And he issued a proclamation and published through Nineveh by the decree of the king and his nobles, let neither man nor beast, herd nor flock taste anything. Let them not feed or drink water, but let man and beast be covered with sackcloth. And let them call out mightily to God. Let everyone turn from his evil way and from the violence that is in his hands. Fast because of your sin. Because you know what fasting does is it creates this hunger in you for the forgiveness and the restoration of God. Fast for God's movement. Nehemiah chapter 1. And they said to me, the remnant there in the province who had survived the exile is in great trouble and shame. The wall of Jerusalem is broken down and its gates are destroyed by fire as soon. This is Nehemiah's response to trouble amidst his people. As soon as I heard these words, I sat down and wept and mourned for days, and I continued fasting and praying before the God of heaven. Dr. Tony Evans described our world, our nation, like this. He said that we are in the middle of a medical pandemic, a cultural pandemic, and a spiritual pandemic, all at the same time. Would you please pray and fast on behalf of our nation and our world? I mean, I don't know what your response is when you watch the news. Like, I don't know what you believe the solution is to everything that's going on right now, but I need you to know that if your solution doesn't involve the Lord of Lords and King of Kings, Jesus Christ, doing a miraculous work, then your solution is insufficient. And we desperately need the movement of God through the people of God. Fast when facing persecution. Some of you are in a place right now where your faith is not welcome. You have family members or coworkers who single you out and ridicule you because of your faith. And if that's you, I encourage you to fast and pray for God's sustaining power in your life. The sixth reason I encourage you to fast this week is to fast for victory in the midst of temptation. If there is a sin in your life that just keeps coming up, if you're in this place because you are always around your family right now where you are lashing out with your tongue, your patience just cannot, it's always on empty, then I want to encourage you to fast this week. See, we look at Matthew chapter 4 where Jesus fasted. And anytime we look at Matthew 4, do you know what we teach? We teach that the reason that Satan tempted Jesus at that moment is because Jesus would have been more susceptible to sin because he was tired and hungry. And that's true. You are more susceptible to temptation when you are tired and hungry. But do you want to know why Jesus walked in victory in the midst of temptation? It's not just because he was God in the flesh. Jesus walked in victory because while he was physically hungry, he was spiritually full. See, during that 40 days, he didn't just go hungry. During those 40 days, he had feasted with his Father. The final reason I encourage you to fast this week is simply to fast as a display of love to God. Look at Anna as a great example in the scriptures. Luke chapter 2, and there was a prophetess, Anna, the daughter of Phanuel, of the tribe of Asher. She was advanced in years, having lived with her husband 7 years from when she was a virgin, and then as a widow until she was 84. Listen to this. She did not depart from the temple, worshiping with fasting and prayer night and day. Do you know what fasting does? Fasting is just a great way to declare to Jesus, you're better. Jesus, you're better than food. Jesus, I need you more than I need food. I need you more than I need social media. I need you more than I need the latest update on what's going on in our world from the news outlets. I need you more. You, Jesus, are better. I'm going to look past the hunger of my stomach to the hunger of my soul. You are the one that I need most.
Hey, thanks for watching. To find out more about Houston's First, you can subscribe to our channel or you can go to houstonsfirst.org.